Okay, so let's solve this question. The question states that which of the following C library functions, right? So these are C library functions, okay, will always invoke a system call. Okay, will always invoke a system call, that is important, when executed from a single threaded process in a Unix Linux operating system. Okay, so first of all, is a single option correct or multiple option correct? Because I think, because it states that which of the following, not which one of the following, which of the following standard C library functions. Okay, so this is a MSQ type question, multiple select question, so multiple options are going to be correct. Okay, so we have to judge these functions in context of these operating system, and then come to the conclusion of whether they are going to call an OS call always or not. Many students, when they see this name, this Unix Linux operating system mentioned in the question, they become scared. What if it is something too specific to this question? If this is something too specific to this question, this operating system, whatever that would be, it would not be disqualifying or conflicting with the fundamental concepts of operating systems, right? Because that is what fundamental concept of operating system is. They are true and valid across operating systems, right? So try to judge the options by means of the fundamental concepts of operating systems, and if you come to a conclusion from this, mark the answer. If you can't, then don't mark the answer. One thing more, MSQ does not have a negative marking, so definitely if you can do some kind of guesswork over here also, right? First of all, let's judge from the operating system concepts that we already know, right? So exit command, what does the exit command do? It makes the current program and all the memory and resources that it currently have, basically the execution of the current thread dies, and the whatever memory and resources it has is returned to the OS. After the current execution of the thread has died, it cannot do anything, it is dead. Okay, so for the reclaiming part, OS has to be involved, and whenever a application program tells the OS to do something, that is what we call a system call. Okay, so yeah, when an exit command is being invoked, it will always call a system call. There is no other way. So this is going to be part of our answer. Malloc. Now malloc gives us heap memory, right? And because heap memory is not limited to stack, memory is limited. Okay, so you cannot, there is a limit to how much you can introduce in a stack, right? If suppose you are introducing an array and you basically put too many zeros over here, it is going to cause a compilation error and it is going to stop. Okay, so that part is not present in heap memory. You can call for big amount of data unless it does not exhaust the actual memory, actual RAM that the computer has. It can work, or there is some kind of limit imposed by the operating system. It will generally work. It does not have that kind of limit. Stack has a very narrow limit, okay, but heap does not have that kind of limit. That is one difference. So because of that, people are going to say that malloc, when happening, would definitely invoke the operating system, because the application itself is asking the OS for more memory. Yeah, that part is correct. The application sometimes does ask the operating system for memory by means of malloc for heap memory. I know that. But if you mark this, then that this is always calling operating system, that would only mean that you do not have the concept regarding how the program execution starts and how it is maintained. Right? For that, I've given this excerpt. This is from the Dragon book, operating system book. Okay, so you must know that. You search on Google what is that? That is the standard operating system book that we use. Okay, so right over here, this is the part that I want to emphasize. This part over here is the memory portion that is assigned to the program, right? Memory portion of the program. Now when call stack is being used and more functions are called, this stack is basically eating away at the memory that we have. Okay, likewise, when heap calls are happening that are asking for small amount of memory, this memory is acquired from the memory that was already assigned to the program, and the system call need not be happening at that point. When this memory itself is not enough to basically meet the requirements that has been imposed by the malloc call, at that point only an OS call, a system call happens, and then that memory that the OS gives out is then given to malloc. Not always, sometimes. So this concept that malloc is going to always invoke a system call is not really true. So this is not going to be our answer, part of our answer. Now option C, sleep command. When a thread is going on, and then when a sleep is invoked and there is some time is specified over here, that amount of time it goes to sleep, and then it comes back to life. That is how a sleep command works, because in this the actual thread is being controlled, and obviously you must know that a thread is assigned to a program by the operating system, right? And that thread, if put to sleep or not, is controlled by the operating system. Yeah, so for this an OS call, a communication with the OS must happen. So a OS call is always required for this to work. So this is going to be part of our answer. What does strlen do? Strlen, this is a string, and this is a length. Okay, so string and length. So this thing gives out this gives back the length of the string that has been passed to this. So this is going to give out 3, because 3 is the length of the string. Obviously this does not take a genius to think that yeah, it will not require communication with the OS, because the normal thread is more than capable to traverse through a string and then calculate its length. Yeah, so yeah, D is not going to be part of our answer. Because of this very simple analysis, we can very easily say that yes, answer for this question is going to be A and C. Mind you, in this I did not use any information that was particularly important with Unix and Linux operating system. These were general operating system concepts that I used over here to solve this. Yeah, so obviously sometimes you can make mistakes in this manner, but repeatedly practicing and developing the knowledge and skill, so that your answers are not mistakes and are actually on the mark, is something that is why we do studying, right? This is the point of education, right? I do hope that you learned something, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.